I remember my best friend Marvin Mate at the time, who lived on the 9th floor. You know, during the day, one summer day, we saw the New York City Department of Recreation, who at the city was bankrupt and everything, but they said, wow, they're burning the Bronx down. We got to do something. Let's give them free music. You know, music soothes the savage beast. So they started building a stage out of wood, and guess who played? The first band that ever fused jazz arranging technique with Afro-Cuban rhythms in 1938, the Machito Afro-Cubans. Wow. Afro-Cuban jazz, born in New York City. Ricardo Rey and Bobby Cruz. El Sonido Bestial, yeah. And Tito Puente. Yay! Tito Puente. And we have his son, Ronnie Puente. We're honored to have him here tonight. Hey. So Marvin calls me up and he said, we went upstairs and finally figured out what was happening because we asked some people. Marvin calls me up. He goes, come to my apartment because we could see the concert from up here. So we're looking down, we saw it, and we start seeing Machito play. Dale jamón a la jeva, comelona. So everybody. Wow, this, that, and the other. I was 12 years old. Marvin was like 13, 14. I go, come on, man, let's go downstairs. Let's go downstairs. He goes, no, man, we could stay up here. Let's go downstairs. No, we can stay up here. We can throw spitballs at people, bro. So anyway, we go down. Machito had ended, and Tito Puente comes on, and what is he playing? Vamos, rumbero, que la rumba, ya no pesa. Vamos, rumbero, que la rumba. Something he wrote in 1955 that demonstrated that he was at the height of his powers. He was recording for the world's largest recording company at the time, RCA. It was a big hit, and everybody that is a fan of this music knows that on that recording, Tito Puente takes an incredible timbala solo, but he's trading with Mongo Santamaria, his conga player at the time. So he's playing the same tune. We go down, cutting through the crowd. People are punching us in the back because we're stepping on their feet. This, that, and we get to the front, and right when we get to the front in front of Tito Puente, right when he points to the saxophone section, and they stand up. And I go, wow, it's like Moses parting the Red Sea. We got some people from the Jewish community here. Anyway, after the saxophones do this mama pa pa da pa 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 da pa da pa, all of a sudden, the climax of the song is his virtuosity on the timbales. And it was just like the most, you have these things that change your life. That's one of the things that changed my life. And I became a musician, and I've been very fortunate in this business, having traveled all over the world. And I always tell people I'm from the Bronx very proudly. And of course, those of you who are from the Bronx, if you've been fortunate enough to travel around the world, and people start asking you where you're from, you say New York. And then they go, oh, cool, And then you say, well, where are you from? And they go, the Bronx. And they go like this. And then you go, but what part of the Bronx? They go, well, the South Bronx. Oh. I'm joking, but that has actually happened to me. It happened in Paris, France, once when I was with Mongo Santamaria and performing there. And I just wanted to remind all of you who are Bronxites, especially the young people here. These photos do not document tragedies. They document triumphs. The human spirit surviving in a time period when this city was imploding. And the thing that kept us alive was our families, the food, obviously, and the culture. No other community in New York has been as transformative as the Puerto Rican community. I sound like a preacher, but I'm inspired by these guys. No other community. When we started migrating here in mass in the 30s and 40s, we completely changed this freaking city. Culturally, food-wise, musically. That's why the Jewish people love us so much. they were the only ones that would rent to us. And when, you know, and when Mitch Miller was doing all these corny songs and everything, you know, and trying to make Frank Sinatra sing How Much Is That Doggy in the Wind or whatever, the Jewish community rejected all of that post-World War II corniness and said, no, no. You know, we're hanging where the soul music is. R&B from the black community and Latin music, is particularly Afro-Cuban music, as played by Puerto Ricans. You know, we're a very schizophrenic people, Puerto Ricans, because our music is bomba plena, the aguinaldo, seis chorrear, and all that, but the music that we love the most is Afro-Cuban music. In fact, Machito used to say all the time, oye, ¿tú quieres que te toquen la música cubana bien? Búscate un puertorriqueño de Nueva York. Which translates into English as, oye, ¿tú quieres que te... So the moral of the story is, if you took French in high school, you should have taken up Spanish. And if you did take Spanish, you should have been paying attention.